Welcome back to Stories from the River. This is your host, Charlie Malouf, and I'm here with the amazing Hollywood, aka Holly White. Holly, do you like that nickname, Hollywood?
Yes.
It's so appropriate. Welcome back to the pod, Holly.
Thank you.
You ready to finish up our conversation?
Yes.
All right, guys, let's get going.
Welcome to Stories from the River, a show in which we go behind the scenes at Broad River Retail.
So let's shift gears a little bit and talk about some of your favorite or most memorable events, company events. How many annual award galas have you attended in person?
I've attended 4, but I've attended 6.
6, because we had a couple of virtual ones.
Yes.
The in-person ones are so much better, though.
Yes.
So you've attended, let's see here, we were at Cedar Hill one year. That was near Bank of America Stadium. We've been at Del Frisco's. That goes back, the first one probably.
Delicious.
Yeah, it was delicious. And then we've had a couple at the Panthers Den at Bank of America Stadium.
Yes.
So what about the Home Furnishings Expert Soirees? How many of those have you attended?
1.
Just one. Which one?
No, I've been to more than that.
Well, we've had 2 soirees, so
Yes.
I think you said you missed the first one?
Oh, I was thinking about the expert dinner because we had those 2.
Yeah, we did used to do those.
Yes.
But on the soirees,
Just 1.
Okay. The most recent one at Steak 48?
Yes, and I'll never miss another one.
Did they give you some grief for missing the first one?
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm sure you had some stuff coming up, but now which food was better, the Del Frisco's or the Steak 48?
Oh, it's tough.
That's a tough call. Huh?
Yeah. They were both really.
Both excellent. So what about so you said the experts dinners. What about any other event? You mentioned Purpose 828 on the last episode. By the way, if you haven't seen episode 1, you can press pause and go back and watch the first episode with Holly. And this is a continuation of that conversation. So what about other events like the Sleep Summits, the Elevate Summits, the $1 Million Memory Maker RX events, trips to visit Ashley in Advance or Tempur-Pedic facilities?
Yes, so I've been to all of them, and they're amazing. And I always get really excited about it. I always come back, and when I come back from one of those events, I always sell a lot more too.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you have a and so let's talk about some of the causes. I know we were talking about that off camera earlier. There's A Hope to Dream, there's Susan G. Komen, there's Operation Shut Eye, which we complete in partnership with Tempur-Sealy, Ashley, and military groups like Delta Force and Fayetteville, North Carolina. Have you been to some of those deliveries?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They pull up in the parking lot, and a group, they're selected to get mattresses, and it's just really, really nice.
It's like a 53-foot trailer truckload of
Yes.
Tempur-Pedic mattresses for the Delta Force group or something like that, right?
Yes, we need them to be able to sleep good.
That's right. And then, so Holly, also let's talk about annual themes. We recently introduced, I've got my pen here. We haven't switched our mugs yet, but I've got my Connect 2024 pen. Last year's word of the year was elevate, like on those current mugs. Prior to that, we had thrive in 2022, forward together in 2021. Last episode, you mentioned united in 2020. How important have annual themes been in contributing to our culture, as well as rallying everyone around a common idea for the year?
They're very important. I can normally remember my years by the word of the year.
Really?
Yes. And I started making my own words of the year.
Okay.
So this year it's gratitude for me.
Wow. And what led to you selecting gratitude as your word for 2024?
Because we talk about being grateful every day at work, and all our calls, we start out with gratitude, and it just makes me feel good.
Yeah. There's probably science to that. I mean, gratitude is a great word of the year, and it's always great to have that perspective of being grateful and that to start that way. What was your word last year?
It was purpose.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. So, Broad River has been recognized by Furniture Today as one of the best places to work in the industry, not just one year, for the past 3 years. And even Fayetteville, the first year they did it, was one of the 5 stores that were recognized as one of the best places to work. Why is that?
Because we're a great group of people that care about each other's success. We like to work together. We make really good money. Just got to work for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite thing about our culture here at the river? And in your opinion, what is it that makes our culture so special?
It's just because of the beliefs, the principles, how we put our guests first in each other, and just knowing what we stand for.
So, what is something that happens here at the river that doesn't happen at other companies? You've worked for a lot of companies,
Yes, I have.
even selling cookies for the Girl Scouts or selling tickets to barbecues in elementary school. I know that's not a company, but you've worked at a lot of companies. What happens here at the river that doesn't happen at other companies?
Well, there's so many good things, but what I would share is the bonus payouts, the jackpots, all that, and just really everything that we're about. I mean, I could go on and on about it.
That's really cool. Well, what is one thing about Broad River that you think would surprise others from the outside looking in? Is there a misperception or something like that?
That we're not salespeople. When you come in, we're home furnishing consultants, and we're here to help you. Um, and that's what I would say.
So it's the power in that identity of the name.
Yes.
Yeah. What would be something that, like, if you're just a salesperson, what's the difference from a consultant to a salesperson? Does it go more into like helping them design the room or helping them make the best decisions?
Yes. So I would say salespeople is like when they pull up in the parking lot and they come in, they have like, oh, I'm going to have to deal with this salesperson. Maybe maybe we're not their first stop, and they kind of got annoyed somewhere else. So when they come in, we make them feel welcomed. We'll say things that we've noticed about them, do the name exchange, and just start customizing, drawing out their rooms, talking about our VIP. So, um, it's a big difference.
Yeah, that's so cool. So, what is something about you that would surprise your fellow memory makers?
Oh, I thought about that last night. That I used to be shy of talking in front of people.
Well, how'd you overcome that?
I just made it a priority and just practice, and I just got used to it.
Yeah. So you don't have that. You're not shy about it anymore.
No.
That's great. Back to back sales manager of the year for 2022 and 2023. And we talked about that last episode. That's really, really remarkable. Why do you think you've received that distinction?
Well, my team has a lot to do with it as well, so I can't take the full credit for it. Um, but we're a sleep store that just so happens to sell furniture. But I would say because of my positivity, my dedication to the company, and what I come in and do every day. And I'm always there to help anyone that needs my help.
There's something that you're doing though that's rising above the top that's more than any other sales manager that your peers and the multi-unit folks, everyone who's the leadership team is recognizing. And maybe it's just the difference that you're making in Fayetteville's sales on sleep sales, but maybe it's do you get calls from other sales managers, other HFCs and other stores? Do you assist? I mean, you attend all the events, you attend all the RX. I assume you're an active contributor. What is it about you like that's living outside of your store and helping others?
Well, I just like to talk about it. Like I like to learn, and we can learn from each other. Like um I just like sharing, like, like I'm not the best, I want to get better. I want to learn from them. So I think that helps a lot. And like I learn, like even from one of our newer HFCs that's now a sales manager, I learn a lot from her in her first couple of months. So just always eager to learn. And
Who's that? Who you're talking about?
Rebecca.
Yeah, I thought that was, and Rebecca just transferred to Southern Pine.
Yes.
So, what is something you've learned from her?
Well, how detailed she is and her energy and excitement. It kind of reminds me of how I was like my first year. So kind of like makes me want to be more energized like I used to be. So I have energy, but
It's just giving you a sense of renewal.
yes.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Do
And
people?
how hard, I'm sorry, and how hard she works
Yeah.
too.
Do people call you though from other stores and say, "Hey, what's going on?" or "Can you help me with this, that, or the other?"
They do.
And so, give us an example of someone who's reached out and what was the question? What were they asking you?
So Ken, down at the beach, he's so nice. That whole group is.
Kent Williams down in Wilmington at Myrtle Grove.
Yes.
Okay.
So he called me and he wanted to know like if we had like a sales flyer about today's special, and if I could send it to him.
Did you?
I did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So is that something you guys just created?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And has that something that's been like helping you sell sleep for that particular day?
We don't always do that, but I guess he found out about it or something.
Yeah. If there's something out there he wants to know, I love it. I love that they're willing to reach out to you, and I'm sure you got several stories like that. Okay. So, how have you've been a perennial $1 million memory maker, and it's not always easy. And you even did it during COVID when you sat out for like a little bit over a month or so. How have you been able to be such a consistent top performer?
Well, I show up and I follow the process. And I love what I do. So, I like to work, furnish people's homes, and show them how they can get a good night's rest. So I just come in with a good attitude, and
What have been your sales each year? Do you know your annual sales per year?
I do.
Okay, let's go through it. 2018,
1.1,
1 point. 2019,
1.1,
1.1. Okay, 2020
1.4.
with a month off.
Yes.
Okay, 2021.
1.8.
That's a big jump. Almost. We'll call it one. We'll round up. 2022.
1.5.
1.5, and then 2023.
1.3.
Okay, that's a pretty remarkable numbers. 2021. That's a special year. Okay, so in your role as a sales manager, do you find that you're helping your team improve more from teaching them, coaching them, or showing them how it should be done?
Showing them how it should be done. A little bit of everything, really, but mostly showing them.
Okay, it's like jumping in with their guests, or like just you working with your guests and bringing them along with you.
Just by them watching me, really. I will jump in occasionally, but we have such a strong team and we all learn from each other. I don't really have to do that, very often, but they will come to me and ask me what they should say. And I'll say things like, just say this, give them tips. They say, yes, I already said it. So I was like, you got it,
What's your best way to get someone to agree to do a comfort test?
Just take them back there, talk about it.
Yeah, say, hey, have you tried this?
That's right. How did you sleep last night?
Yeah. Okay. And how are you at selling power bases?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what your attachment rate is? Like if you sell a Tempur-Pedic or a Purple, do you have a favorite mattress that you sell, by the way?
Yes, I do.
Which one?
It's the Lux Breeze.
The Lux Breeze. So if you sell a Lux Breeze, I'm sure you sell a lot of them. What's your attachment rate typically?
I'm not even sure, but normally I get a power base.
Yeah. And what's the best selling point to getting a power base? Because Griselle took you through that.
Yeah, elevating them and showing them how to change their life. And now it's even more cool because I can play their favorite song and lift up their bag.
Yeah, that's great. Do you have a favorite furniture set that you like to sell?
Ooh, I like them all.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. The ones that sell. So, Holly, what do you do that others don't or aren't willing to do that has led to your consistent success? Other than, you said, well, you show up and you work hard. I'm sure a lot of people show up and work hard. Maybe not everybody. But what do you do that others don't do or aren't willing to do?
I don't give up. I keep trying. Let's say I have a 0 day, I didn't make any sale, then I don't think of it as a 0 day because I'll think about the connection that I made. And I always feel like they're going to come back. I believe in myself and I follow the process as much as I can.
I bet you don't have a lot of 0 days though.
Oh, it happens.
It happens, but I love that you don't let it get you down, and you're like, hey, you know what? I've made great connections. I've put work here, and it may not have paid off today, but it will eventually pay off. And even if it doesn't pay off with the guests I connected with, maybe they know someone of their friends, and they'll send them in to see me.
And it happens.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. So we've talked about following the process. So let's take a minute and talk about the C4 sales process. What is it?
Well, it's the most important is connect, customize, commit, and continue.
Okay. And how important has that C4 sales process been to your success, in your opinion?
Well, connecting, I feel like is first because that is the most important. That's what I enjoy, getting to meet people and showing them that, hey, I'm not a salesperson, that I'm more than that. And I just enjoy that. And then to customize is, to show them like how we can bring everything together. Draw their rooms out. They start showing me pictures of what their house looks like, where they put their Christmas tree and things like that. So it's just very important. And then it gives me a chance to talk about our VIP.
And VIP makes it easier to get the commit.
Yes.
And to continue.
Yes, it does.
Was there ever a moment in time when it all began to really click for you and you saw your sales take off in conjunction with that aha moment? I mean, your sales really climbed from 1.1 to 1.4 and then 1.8. Was that around the time that there may have been an aha moment for you?
Oh yes, I've had a few, and it's kind of hard to remember everything, but I would say it would be from like learning from Stacy about the draw the room, and he told me that it's like finding out everything that you can do for your guests as far as like helping them furnish their home, that they don't have to do a little bit at the time. They can, do it all with our VIP because we can give them so many different options. But that's what I would say about that.
Yeah. Well, we like to constantly tweak and seek to improve, right? And like adding tablets to mobilize our sales force, which we did several years ago, or adding the waterfall, aka or also known as the financing queue, to CXM and new financing providers, or playbooks to follow, or playbooks at summits like you referenced earlier. To playbooks for special prospecting events, or tweaking the sleep sales process. I think we just tweaked it last year, introducing Mr. More right, more often, and the tracking of behaviors. How do you keep up with all of the new wrinkles and innovation?
Because of the way y'all have laid it out, it didn't all happen at one time. And like if you were already doing what you're supposed to do along the way, it just kept adding to it. And it was just like, it comes all together. Like, it's just been great.
So just kind of mastering one part of it, and then once that's mastered, then the other part kind of
That's right. And then you have to refresh, to make sure doing it all.
Can you imagine just the wealth of knowledge you have now over all parts of the process? And I mean, it's a lot to keep up with. I mean, and you've kind of garnered it now over this course of years. You're truly an expert and master of the game in terms of like knowing all there is to know about how to really excel at this business. It's got to feel pretty good. Do you ever reflect on that?
No, but it does feel kind of natural. I do things and not even realize it now out of habit and just from doing it. But I know I have to keep growing and learning, and I know that y'all will help me with that.
Well, last week when we were talking, on a separate topic, and we were talking about like, well, sometimes I just you've had so many customers, you can't keep up with all of them. We need to figure out how we can get you some support on follow up. So there's more things that we can kind of come up with.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Is it challenging to keep up with the new processes along with the product knowledge, the sales goals, and keeping in touch with all your guests?
I don't think so. If you love what you're doing and you want to succeed, I don't think it's hard. I mean, some days it can be a lot, just depending on the traffic.
Mhm.
But I've noticed a lot lately. I've had more time to like reach out, and I've learned to what I can go ahead and do, just go ahead and do it. Don't put things off.
Prioritizing what needs to get done today,
Yeah.
making sure that gets done. Well, do you have any suggestions or advice on what you might offer to help us improve or get better in any way?
Well, you just kind of mentioned you're going to come up with some ideas for an easier way for us to follow up with guests when we're busy or something.
We were thinking we would just give you an apprentice
Okay.
to give you more, to give you someone else to help you out. And
That would be great. I always, they always told me I needed an
we're
assistant.
going to give you an assistant or an apprentice. Manny, Stacy, Carl, can y'all make that happen for Hollywood over here? Okay, mindset. I know that retail has its many ups and downs. We've talked about that throughout this conversation. Ups and downs, highs and lows. How do you keep yourself, upbeat? I mean, you talked about your word of the year, last year purpose, this year gratitude. How do you keep yourself upbeat, motivated, and positive on a daily basis, especially when you have those 0 days or a negative experience or situation that's occurred?
Well, I would say it still would come back to purpose, my
Mm,
why, because I do it for my family,
mm.
you know. Um, I want them to be taken care of. They're so important to me.
That's powerful. Well, I think that will keep us on like keeping our North Star and not getting off the tracks if we always can tie it back to the why. And if the why is a person, and if the why are people who we deeply care about, it's pretty easy to do. That's a really powerful answer there. What are some of your best habits and how do they help you excel in your role?
So my habits are to treat every single guest like my family, my friend. Um, they're not just per person. It's kind of hard for me to explain. It's just because I feel so passionate about it. I love meeting people. I I don't have a lot of like relationships outside of work because I pour so much into it. I always say that it's kind of like having a house party every day. You know, you clean up, you entertain, and you have to help people overcome, um, different things, and you get to hear their stories. And it's just really amazing.
I mean, what you just said there is pretty profound. It's connecting at an exponential level because you just said your habit is treating every guest like their family
Mm,
with enthusiasm and love and a deep, passionate care for helping them out. I mean, that's what more advice can you give someone than that? That's pretty powerful right there.
yes.
Speaking of personal power, are you a goal oriented person?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so what are your goals for 2024?
So to save more money,
Okay.
I want to do my kitchen cabinets. I want to update them, paint my house. Um, and my goals at work is to live one day at a time and sell as much as I can. Make sure I keep my expert numbers right. And if I do that, then I'll, sell my lucky number 7 this year.
Is that 1.7?
Yes.
Okay.
um, so I just always have a lot of goals and to build better relationships, to read more books, and to improve on myself. Um,
Those are a lot of goals.
yeah,
Do goals help you stay motivated throughout the year?
they do.
Yeah.
Mm.
And do you write them down? Do you think about them? How do you kind of keep up with you just listed like 10 of them or something?
Well, I used to. I need to do it again. I made a visual board and I made all those come to reality. So I need to make another one.
Well, I want to know about these. I want to know about these cabinets and the savings and the books.
Mhm.
I want to stay plugged in and connected, and I'm cheering you on for this 1.7.
Okay.
You got the jackpot number already in mind with that?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Okay. So you mentioned jackpots earlier, something that what might surprise some folks and something that you like. And, we pride ourselves on having some really creative and aggressive comp plans for our HFCs. What are some of your favorite elements of our comp plan?
Like how every month we can see, like, this is how many VIP I need to do. This is how much I need to sell. Like,
The written bonuses and the VIP bonuses each month.
yes,
Okay.
yes. And by knowing that there's a jackpot, like that really motivates me. Like I was so excited when I heard about the VIP
Oh, the
bonus.
new one we introduced last year.
Yes,
Did you hit it
yes.
last year?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I
Okay.
did.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was nice.
That was our third annual jackpot. So we've got the written sales annual jackpot, the sleep sales annual jackpot, and the number of VIP credit apps annual jackpot, which
Yeah.
was a new wrinkle we added.
Yes, I'm very excited about that.
Wonderful. And you said those keep you motivated to pursue your big goals. I mean, what if someone says, well, you don't need a jackpot. You're going to work hard anyways. How does it make a difference?
Because it gives me something to shoot for. Like, let's say I need to put like a new roof on my house. I know I can work hard to make that happen. Like, I remember when I was working in the storage industry, I was in my office and I was like, oh, I need another $500. Like, my daughter was in travel cheer, my other daughter was in college. And so I don't have to worry about that now because if I need something, I can look and, hey, this is what I can do every day, to get closer to what I need.
So you got more power and control over your own personal income
Yes,
and able to live the type of life that you want to live and take care of your family.
that's right.
That's awesome. So since you've been a memory maker here at the river, what is something that you've learned about yourself or about what you've been able to accomplish that has surprised even you?
Oh, there's been a lot. But I would say I'm really proud that I was able to buy my own house
That's awesome.
by myself.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I've built my credit up. I've saved money. It feels good to go if I love cars, but I'm gonna be done with those now.
Well, you're living the American dream. You're truly you're like a self-made woman taking care of her family, and you're just such a positive role model for people not only within Broad River but within your family, but now everyone who's watching this. And I know your guests fall in love with Holly White, but now everyone who watches Stories from the River will also be falling in love with Holly White. So, Holly, let's fast forward and talk about legacy if we can for a second. When you think about legacy and how you'd like others to think of you, what three words come to mind that you'd like to describe you?
That I'm truthful. Um, I always want to be honest with everything that I do. Um, it was hard for me to figure out all these, but I would say that I'm grateful. I truly am, even for the small things. I feel like when you have a day that you're not, proud about, you can find something to be grateful about, and it will help you with being more positive. And then I would say I'm friendly because I've never met a stranger.
Yeah, that's awesome. Truthful, grateful, and friendly. And maybe like positive and passionate. I don't know. Those maybe we'll go 4 and 5. So now one of your daughters is in sales and works for the company. How did that come about?
She tells me that she wants to be successful and she likes to have nice things like I do. She's like, you made me this way. But she started out, she had a little job waitressing when she was in high school, and she didn't really care for it. And then she started selling jewelry at the mall, and she's like really good at it. She'd come home and tell me about her goals, even though they didn't really have daily goals for them, but she made them for herself. And she wanted to work with us. And I really didn't want her to drive, a good drive to work. And I wasn't leaving my store. So I had to ask, can she work with me? But, I understand. But I had to ask. But she loves it. She wants to do, she wants to be able to take care of herself, and she knows how to do it.
That's awesome. And what advice did you give to her when she started? And what advice would you give to any new hire starting on the sales floor today?
Not to be distracted. Go in there and hang out with your guests, not your coworkers.
There you go. What do you believe are the most important characteristics that most contribute to success on the sales floor?
Just staying focused and connecting with your guest and having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, making it fun.
Mhm.
Who says work can't be fun? If you could go back to your day one, what would you tell your younger self about what life is going to be like at the river?
Oh, it would be life changing, and it has been. Yes.
To someone who is not a memory maker and is thinking of coming to the river, what advice would you offer to that person?
Don't be scared. Just come on.
Don't be scared, just come on. Got it. I like it. That's good advice. Don't be scared, just come on. And so how excited are you? Your store is currently under a renovation, and you guys have been crushing it through the remodel. How excited are you for Fayetteville, the Special Forces, to be like one of the best looking 7.0, the latest and greatest design? What's that going to do for you guys?
We're all super excited. Like, we just want it to be over. And we're not letting like construction slow us down. The guests, that they don't mind.
Yeah.
We just kind of lead the way and tell them how exciting it's going to be. And I'm just really excited that it's finally happening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fayetteville is such a special store, and for us, and it always has been for the Broad River history, and our company's history. But it's also a really special store because of you. And so, before I let you off the hot seat here, Holly, I did ask some of your coworkers if they wanted to share a few words about you. And if you don't mind, I would like to read those.
Okay.
This is from Diane,
Okay.
your REM.
Mhm.
I would just like to say that Holly exemplifies everything that Broad River stands for. She is always positive, even in the most trying situations. She brings her smile to work every day, all caps, that she is in our building. The customers notice this as well. She is the reason we have so many return guests. That's important. She leads in the same way. She always explains how and why she is successful and gives examples of ways that each of us can be too. That's from her.
Oh, that's so nice.
This is from Heather Greenwood. This is one I could not be more excited to write. I love Holly White and how much I have seen her grow during her time at Broad River Retail. And I just asked for a couple sentences, but some people wrote me like a whole page. You guys know who you are. I will never forget when I met Holly for the first time in Retail 101. In my role, I meet a lot of new memory makers, and sometimes you see ones that stand out amongst the crowd, and you just know they are going to do big things. That was Holly. Her attitude, energy, passion, and commitment radiated in the room. She was dialed in and thirsty to understand our company and our business. She didn't just want to understand, she wanted to know how to master this role. Once she left the training room, she did not stop. For years, Holly and I have connected on how she can learn more, perfect her craft, gain more knowledge, and get better. For Holly, writing $1 million or becoming an expert is not enough. Holly wants to get better every single day. I know that when I see Holly, she's going to be armed and ready to take the most from every experience we have given her, whether that be a $1 million Memory Maker RX or a Sleep Summit. I'm so proud of Holly and her continued growth. She shines so brightly, and I cannot wait to see where she goes next. I am honored I have gotten to be part of her story.
Oh, that's so sweet.
from Chris Levenberg. And I'm not trying to make you cry, Holly, but hey, this is life. This is real, raw emotions from Chris. I'm truly privileged to be part of the team alongside Holly White, the 2-time consecutive Sleep Sales Manager of the Year. Beyond her remarkable achievements, Holly inspires us with her commitment to personal excellence, integrity, and customer satisfaction. Her kindness, care, humility, and courage shine through in both her professional and personal interactions. As we look ahead, I eagerly anticipate the possibility of witnessing her pursue a remarkable 3rd consecutive win. You going for the trifecta?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's do it. From Demi Vukamonovich. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Holly's ability to build a relationship with her guests is out of this world. She consistently has, hey, by the way, let that be what you take away from this. She consistently has returned guests coming back to buy from her after years and years. From Christy Watson, your other REM. Holly is an awesome manager. She brings great leadership to our team. Holly always has a big smile on her face. She's always the first person to lend a helping hand. Our store wouldn't be the same without her. She's an awesome friend and coworker and fellow memory maker. From Jose Blanco, an amazing leader. Her connection with her guests and the staff are a truly remarkable asset to Broad River Retail. Just 2 more.
Okay.
From Josh Stanley, your GM. Hollywood. Since the first day I went to Fayetteville, I have gotten an up-close look at true salesmanship and work ethic. Holly shows up and shows out every single day. Holly provides exceptional customer service and goes above and beyond for each and every guest. She is completely bought into the Broad River Retail process and works tirelessly to perfect her craft. She is a true asset to this company. Thank you, Holly, for all you do for our team and the company. Last one from Coach Stacy McCormick. Holly is amazing. She loves her family. She is talented, smart, driven, and consistent. And also the back-to-back Sleep Sales Manager of the Year for Broad River Retail. We are fortunate to have her. Holly, it's been so much fun to have you on the podcast. Anything else you want to say or add before we let you get off the hot seat here?
Just that I'm just truly thankful. Like I can't put in words how it feels to me to be part of this company.
Well, the feeling is mutual and reciprocated, and you are loved by everyone at the company. We're so grateful to have you in the company and wish you continued many, many years of success. I know you've talked about like you just want to keep doing this and keep getting better. And just we're grateful for leading your team so well and taking care of our guests so well and hey, you're a store. You're like your own store, and risk reaps rewards, and you've just gone after it and attacked big goals and shown people the art of the actual. So thanks for all that you do.
Thank you.
That is the Holly White series. This is episode 2. If you haven't seen episode 1, you can go back and check that one out. Thanks for joining us wherever you get your fresh content. Thanks for subscribing to Stories from the River. Hey, we're on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, wherever you're going to get your podcast content. And thanks for joining us. We try to bring you fresh new content every Tuesday or Thursday. If you like this episode, press like or leave us a comment. Let us know what you'd like to see or how we can get better. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks, Holly.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Stories from the River. To check out more episodes, visit storiesfromtheriver.com. Join us again next week, and remember to like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast.